is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I now recognize, for as much time as he may consume, the gentleman that I consider a very close friend, the gentleman from Georgia, Representative Buddy Carter.
Gentleman from Georgia is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of my bill, H.R. 593, which will rename the Department of Veteran Affairs, as you've heard, the community-based outpatient clinic in Hinesville as the John Gibson, Dan James, William Sapp, and Frankie Smiley VA Clinic. Mr. Speaker, I have the honor and privilege of representing the 1st Congressional District of Georgia. We have much to be proud of in the 1st Congressional District of Georgia. We have a strong military presence in our district. We're home to Hunter Army Airfield, to Kings Bay Naval Base, and to Fort Stewart. Fort Stewart is located in Hinesville, Georgia, in Liberty County. Whenever I travel to Fort Stewart, whenever I travel to Liberty County, I know that they know what they're talking about when they talk about military affairs. You see, I would submit to you that the community of Hinesville, Georgia, supports their military as much, if not more, than any community in America. But I got to be quite honest with you. Last fall, I was called to a meeting with them, with some community leaders in Liberty County. And they told me they wanted to name a VA clinic in Hinesville after 4 veterans who gave the ultimate sacrifice during the Vietnam War. And you know, when I went into that meeting, I was skeptical. We can't do this. We can't name a VA. We can't rename a VA clinic anyway, much less after 4 individuals. I have to tell you, when I left that meeting, not only was I convinced, but I was committed to making this happen. You heard the bios that Chairman Bose just read of these young men, all in their 20s, all of them with their life ahead of them. All of them gave the ultimate sacrifice. Think of what they could have experienced in their life. Children, graduations, family memories. But they gave their lives. All 4 of them gave their lives so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. I sat through that meeting that day, and I listened to the families. I listened to the friends tell the stories of their loved ones. I was convinced this needs to happen. Each of them made an incredible sacrifice on behalf of their country and on behalf of their community. They serve as righteous examples of patriotism and selflessness that are deserving of being memorialized permanently by naming the Hinesville Clinic after them. This effort is supported by the families and by the community. And we believe that all 4 deserve to be memorialized for their extraordinary sacrifice and their valor. I want to thank the community members in Liberty County and Hinesville, the local elected officials who brought this idea to our attention. Secondly, I want to thank the Disabled Veterans of America Southeast Georgia chapter, the American Legion, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the Georgia State Department of Veteran Affairs for their support as well. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the entire Georgia delegation, Republican and Democrat, the House Committee on Veteran Affairs, and all the staff involved for their diligent work in getting this bill to the floor. I want to urge my colleagues to support this bill, and I look forward to working with my friends in the Senate to bring this piece of legislation to passage and to signed into law. Mr. Speaker, last weekend we celebrated Veterans Day. These 4 weren't with us to celebrate Veterans Day. But what they did gave us the opportunity to celebrate Veterans Day. Let's at least do this for the family, for the memory of these 4 heroes who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I yield back.